Congresswoman Speier has been trying to solve the problem of sexual predators in the military for years. She herself has come under attack from a Facebook page called Effin' Wook. The page appears to be run by Marines and seems to be full of comments from Marines. It is also full of offensive, sexist humor, like this one that says, "This is my rape face," or this one that shows a woman with a black eye and reads, "She burned the bacon only once." Another shows a female soldier lying on her stomach holding a gun. It reads, "Hee hee, I can bang even when I'm not on my back." Ugh. Congresswoman Speier joins us now from Washington. Welcome.
Thank you, Carol.
You were able to get that page removed by Facebook, but not the military, not the Marines. And today, I don't know if you know this, it's back up and your photos are all over it.
Well, Carol, I actually didn't try to take it down. It violated Facebook's own terms and usage. So they have been taking these pages down because they violate their rules. They are offensive and they are full of hate. They are anti-Semitic, anti-women, and racist. And to think that any of these people who are placing these pages online are active frightens the life out of me, because it speaks of a violent culture that is truly unacceptable, not just in our military, but in our country.
You sent a letter to the Marines, and the Marines did denounce the page and also said that the page is not reflective of their sentiments toward women, yet they have failed to take any action against this page because they told you they lack the resources. Is that acceptable?
Correct. No, it wasn't, and I actually fired off a statement last night suggesting that you cannot hide behind the sequestration argument in terms of dealing with criminal acts or with acts that are violative of the creed of good order and discipline within the military.
What would you like the Marine Corps to do? Would you like them to find out who's behind this page, or maybe invoke some kind of punishment for those who comment on the page?
Well, if this happened in the private sector, these individuals would be fired. I think first and foremost, the Marines need to determine whether they're active military. And if they are active military, and if they have used government resources or government time, they should be kicked out, pure and simple. And beyond that, I think that they've got to be much more rigorous in terms of making sure that there's not a hostile work environment, because that is a form of sexual harassment that is not acceptable in the private sector, nor should it be acceptable in the Marine Corps or in military service.
And in light of this hearing that took place on Capitol Hill, and all the generals testified and they were questioned pretty harshly, but what does that Facebook page say about the continuing culture within the military despite a Senate hearing that took place just yesterday?
Well, despite a Senate hearing, despite years of developing training programs and prevention programs and throwing a lot of money at this program and this problem, the military has not effectively addressed. So that is why so many of us feel that we've got to do things differently. And it's important to note that we have countries like the UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and Israel, all who have taken out of the chain of command criminal acts. And it should be no exception in the United States either, because our system is based on the British system. But somehow, our military brass can't bring themselves to recognize that commanders with no legal training have no ability, frankly, to ascertain whether or not a case is criminal and whether or not it should move forward. The system is rigged on behalf of the predators, and that's why we have so many of them still serving.
And I assume you will continue to speak out, and eventually this legislation will be introduced, taking that power away from commanders.
Well, it has been introduced by me in the House and by Senator Gillibrand in the Senate, and we will be taking up that issue this afternoon in the House Armed Services Committee when we take up the National Defense Authorization Act.
And we'll be following it. Thank you so much, Congresswoman. We appreciate your being with us this morning.